the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WinBet. WinBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet has what you need to win. Bet $100, get $100 at winbet.com or download the WinBet app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Final Four Watch Party. Sweat out the entire Saturday with Sean, Ryan, and Kobe over at youtube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really real, Villain Real Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. And it is a Sunday in the association. Got my guy Delonte Smith here to break down the car with me. Delonte, what's going on?
What's up, man? Just looking to bounce back from yesterday. Not a good day for me yesterday. So hopefully we can get on the right side today.
Yeah. It was a rough day for me as well. Bucks, man. Bucks. Really killed me that one.
Yeah, they killed me too.
Yeah, we don't really have time to go and talk about the bad day that we had yesterday because we have a 9-game slate on a Sunday. That's a lot of games. So we're kicking things off rather early. So let's get people picks while we can. And, some people might miss this if you're listening to the podcast version, but we'll see what they do because at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, we have the Dallas Mavericks going to play the Charlotte Hornets. Mavericks are laying 11.5 now.
Damn.
And the time that took for me to get everything together this morning and get this podcast started, the line has shifted from 10 to 11.5. A lot of money.
It was
coming
9
in
overnight.
Dallas. Yeah, a lot of money's coming in over Dallas, and for a good reason, because if you look at the injury report, it looks like Kyrie Irving is supposed to play in this game for the Dallas Mavericks. You think about last game not having Kyrie. I think this is the first game in a while that we've actually had Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving both.
They didn't play the last game against Charlotte?
No, it was just Luka the last game.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was just Luka the last game. So now you have Luka and Kyrie back in the lineup for this game. Man, do they not have? Oh, my regular injury report site doesn't have it. All right, hold on. Here we go. So Luka, Kyrie, boom. Really nothing to report on this Mavericks side of the ball that I have. It's the Hornets side of the ball where you have Terry Rozier, who is doubtful, and Kelly Oubre Jr., who is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, back-to-back game set. Real quick, my fault. Back-to-back game set. Last game was played in Dallas, where the Hornets got a win as a 7-1 underdog, win outright. Shout out to me and Scott calling that on the show. That never laying that many points at home with Dallas, but very, very good win is outright 117-109. All right, what are you doing here, laying 11.5 with Dallas?
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on in Dallas. I don't know if you've seen Luka's comments like after that game and like about.
It's the same. It's the same comments whenever they get waxed. Like he has the same comments whenever they lose, and it's the fact of, I hate where we're at as a team. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy losing games. All this. He said the same thing last year. Then they go and go to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and then he was saying about like it was other stuff other than basketball and all that stuff. So I don't know what to make of that. And then fans booing Kyrie. So they're not in a good place right now. Like with their two best players, under scrutiny, I guess. But either way, they don't play well on the road. 15, 31-2 ATS as a favorite. 15-20-1 as a ATS on the road. The main thing for Charlotte is they just gotta keep the Mavericks off the free throw line. They gotta keep them out of the lane. They do really good defending the rim. They're third in rim percentage defense, and Dallas gets to the rim pretty good and finishes at the 9th best rate. But I think if I can get Oubre in, I'm kind of waiting to see if Oubre. I know Terry's probably going to be out, but I needed at least one of them in. So if I can get Oubre in, probably lean to Charlotte. If I don't get him in, I'll probably just stay away. I can see the money like coming in because the revenge factor and how bad they looked on their home floor. So, but I mean, that's a lot of points to be laying on the road where you haven't been successful as a favorite on the road. So I'll lean to Charlotte. I'll be playing them if Oubre gets once he gets ruled in. So I'll just take the points, I guess.
In all actuality, Dallas probably does win this game by 20. They probably do. I just can't lay that many points with
Right.
Dallas. I'm not laying that many points with them as a favorite, and so I am going to target another way for this game. But in all actuality, they probably do just steamroll the Hornets.
Yeah, you might want to take them in the
Uh,
first half. Like it's no if you like Dallas, like if listeners if you like Dallas, just don't lay the number because you already missed 9, you missed 10, so just don't lay the worst number. I would just maybe look for them in game or like first quarter, first half if you like them that much, but don't lay a bad number because it's definitely a bad number right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you not to lay. What I'm gonna tell you for sure is don't take the points with the Hornets. Like that. Lightning doesn't strike twice, and you got that 7-1 last game, and you feel pretty good about that. But I'm really good, taking the Hornets in this spot, especially with a potential of no Kelly Oubre as well. And so where I'm looking at this game is I'm going to look at it through. Let's see here. How do I want to play it? Let's play. I want a first quarter or first half. Dallas has just not been good on the road. Might just have to trust them on the road in this one. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Now I think I found something I like. Yeah, let's. All right. So, boom. Let's go with this. We have the first half. What is the line on the first half?
Um, I'm guessing if
And
it's 6.5.
it's probably 5. Yeah, 6.5. So,
Yeah.
6.5 here. Seems like a lot, but I truly do think that Dallas comes in a lot more focused for the Charlotte team. And it's not really because anything changed. It's just the fact that you lost that outright and you're in a playoff hunt. Like you're in a playoff hunt. You cannot be losing games at this point in the season. And you're playing the Hornets. Aaron's talking about Hornets are 1-4 ATS in their last 5 following an ATS win. Yes, that's one of the reasons why I like Dallas. I think that this is a game that they need, a game that they have to win. And this is also, and apologies, the Kyrie did play in that last game. Uh, this is also, Jason Kidd has to figure out what this rotation is going to be and how he's going to play all these guys. And you got to get more buy-in from the bench because that last game, Josh Green didn't really look comfortable. Jayden Hardy didn't get doing much off the bench with no Tim Hardaway Jr. And so you got to get that bench comfortable. You got to get everybody understanding their roles. And I think this is a good on the road. You just lost to this team where they come out really with a lot of intensity early in that first half. So I'll take Dallas first half -6.5. In terms of the show, I'll pick Dallas -11.5 for the day, but I'm not going to bet Dallas laying 11.5 points. I'd rather just, take that first half play. When you look at the last 10 games for the Charlotte Hornets in the first half, they are 4-6 to the first half number at home, whereas the Dallas Mavericks on the road in their last 10 games are 6-4. So you have a kind of 1 + 1 = 2 there. Dallas been good on the road in the first half. Charlotte's been bad at home in the first half. It all should align. Add that with the fact that they just got smacked by them in their home court. I think that this is going to be a really good spot for Dallas to come out and have a lot of intensity in the early part of this game. So Dallas -6.5. That's my favorite play of this one for the early slate. Total sitting at 232. Come up 4 points overnight. No, wait. Yeah, 4 points overnight. What are you doing here?
Yeah, probably just lean to the under. Charlotte is struggling offensively. They played actually 4 straight unders. The 30th in points per possession offense and effective field goal percentage offense. Uh, I mean, Dallas. I mean, Dallas could theoretically, like you said, they could come out and their offense could get going with Kyrie and Luka, but I mean, they haven't been playing well either. 3 of the last 5 have went under, so they haven't been playing offensively. They haven't been playing as well. So I'll just lean to the under. Dallas doesn't play with pace. Charlotte usually doesn't play with pace. Probably not going to play with a lot of pace with the top two guys out. So I'm leaning to the under here.
Yeah, I really don't have a thought. If I did, I'd probably just go over because I think both of these two teams are bad at defense, but I really don't have a thought here. Any props that you like before we move on?
Yeah, Kyrie over 24.5 points. Charlotte, one thing they do, they have been playing well defensively, 7th defensive rating in the last 10 games, but they struggle defending the mid-range, dead last in mid-range defense, and the Mavs are third offensively in that statistic. So a lot of that's got to do with Kyrie. I think he, swirls around pick and rolls and drops about 27, 28 points tonight. So that's the only one I like today.
I'm going back to it. Yeah, give me Nick Richards double again. Why not? Why would I pivot off of that? There's no reason for me to pivot off of that. If anything goes right for Charlotte today, it's probably Nick Richards. So Nick Richards rebounds prop is I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything for his double. He's not even on the board.
They're probably waiting to figure out what's going on with him and Mark Williams. No, I think it's Mark Williams because Mark Williams played that last game, but he came off the bench. Richards still got the double. So whenever they drop it, it's probably going to be an inflated price. I just trust Nick Richards. I think he'll get it regardless. So I'm going Nick Richards double again.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Next game on the slate, we have the Chicago Bulls going to play the Los Angeles Lakers, 3:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Lakers are laying 3.5, open up at 4.5. Now it's down 3.5. 222.5 is the total. That's come down 4 points from 226. Injury report for this game, and we have let's see here. That is not the injury report that I'm looking for. There we go. All right. So we have here that DeMar DeRozan is in with that quad injury. You have Alex Caruso's questionable with the foot. Javonte Green is out with the knee. And for the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James is doubtful. That's actually good news. So he's doubtful. There was a somewhat chance that he was going to play. And for Anthony Davis, it's probable. D'Angelo Russell is questionable as of right now. We know he missed out. And if he doesn't play, then Dennis Schroeder is going to be inserted in the starting lineup next to Austin Reeves. All right. Here you go. Your Lakers laying 3.5.
Yeah, I kind of like the Lakers here. But I think they've been playing a lot better. They've covered 3 straight. And they've also covered 6 of the last 10 from a broader perspective. They do struggle a little bit as a favorite, 10, 12, and 1 as a favorite. But Chicago, I mean, I guess the guys are going to try to give it some extra incentive. But Patrick Beverley, I don't know if you've seen his Twitter his tweet with the Charmin. Did you see that? About him coming back to LA? Yeah. I don't know. He's just, he's a character. So, but Chicago, I don't trust their offense, even with DeRozan in. Their defense has been elite, but they haven't played anybody to the caliber of the Lakers, like interior presence, like the way AD's been playing. So AD, I think, is going to have a big game. They struggle on the offensive glass, 28th in offensive rebound percentage, so AD should dominate on the inside. And I mean, he shouldn't have a problem guarding Vucevic because AD can guard pretty much anybody. But they defend without fouling, first in free throw rate defense, so they're going to keep DeRozan and Levine off the line. 5th in defensive rating, so they've been playing really well, man, defensively. And the Bulls, they defend the 3 well, but I mean the Lakers can't shoot, so that strength is kind of negated a little bit. They 27th in 3-point percentage offense, so I like the Lakers here. I think they get it done. They're only 1.5 back of the 7 seed. So big game for them. Big game for Chicago too, actually, because they're not far off of that play-in situation too. They are the 10th seed. So big game for both teams. I think that it bodes well for the Lakers. It's gonna be a slower paced game. Both teams playing well defensively. Chicago 24th points per possession offense. So even with DeRozan in, don't think they have enough offense to be able to score a lot of points. So I also lean to the under in the game. So
I just have one thing to say to Anthony Davis about his performance versus OKC the other day.
Now that's how you're supposed to shoot. From now on, that's how you shoot.
Because Lord D. Anthony Davis, it's just been a long, troublesome road of you not having great games against teams that you're supposed to have games against. And he finally comes out against OKC. It has a 37-15 day. Finally, after what felt like a stretch of forever that Anthony Davis couldn't have a good game with a good matchup. So, I mean, he should have a good game here. He should. I hope so. I think that this is, I mean, I don't want him to play soft in this one, but on the other end, you have DeMar DeRozan in LA. And that should be concerning because DeMar DeRozan has given the Lakers games in the past recently. He's had really big spots. I think that those two point for point can actually cancel each other out. And so I'm kind of looking everywhere else and where's the team production, and the team production just kind of feels kind of even on the other side. I mean, I guess you would say Zach is. I mean, Zach, and if you get D'Angelo Russell, I think they can kind of put up somewhere close to the same production. But like, if the Lakers don't have an answer for DeMar DeRozan, I think that that's gonna that takes out whatever great game you're gonna get from Anthony Davis. Like, I really think they're gonna trade buckets. I'd just take a Anthony Davis, DeMar DeRozan points parlay here. Like, I think those two have great matchups and they're gonna have a good day. I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna take 3.5. And I just think it's a close game. Like, even if the Lakers lose, I think that this is a one possession game. This feels like a very, very close game against two teams with history. Like, you think of, like you said, the narrative is there for Patrick Beverley. The narrative is there for DeMar DeRozan. And the Lakers are still, like, both of these two teams are still battling in the play-in in their respective conferences. I think that game. So I'll take the 3.5. I think it's close. Let's see. Any thoughts on this total?
Yeah, I just lean to the under. Both defenses playing good. Chicago 3 of the last 5 went under. 4 of the last 5 for the Lakers went under. Chicago has allowed under 110 in 3 of the last 5 games. So they've been playing well defensively all year. If they get Caruso in, I love it even more. I think he's probably gonna get ruled in. He's been like game time decision or questionable for like the past week. So usually he plays. Actually, his homecoming as well, coming back to LA. So he's a big part of that defense. It'd probably be on Austin Reeves if I had to guess. So I think he can kind of limit some of the things they do on the perimeter. Real good perimeter defensive player. So I like the under here.
I do remember the days that I didn't trust the Bulls, and I still don't necessarily trust the Bulls. But here you are. I mean, the Lakers technically aren't under 500, so the Bulls probably are taking them serious. It's a disgusting. It is a disgusting game. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. I think they've been playing better ball, and I would not be surprised if this team rallies behind DeMar DeRozan and Pat Beverley today for a really big game. I'm on. I don't really have a thought on this total. I think I like your points to the under though. And somebody dropped it. Did somebody drop an under stat in this one? Yeah, it's under 6-0 and for the Lakers in his last 6 Sunday games. Thank you.
Yeah, Aaron got
for
some
that
good.
stat.
He got some good stats in there.
So appreciate that. Prop wise, I've already told you I like a AD DeMar DeRozan points parlay. Patrick Beverley, so you know what I'm doing. Over half a block. Let's see where they have that line at today for Patrick Beverley. His blocks are at still minus 105. So they've given us Patrick Beverley over half a block for it was at plus money, and then now they're just now moving it to minus 105. Let me see. Let me just tell you his blocks in the last 10 games so that everybody knows I'm not tripping when I say, how do you spell? What? Am I tripping? Oh, I did spell it wrong. I'm like, what? What do you mean I spelled it wrong? All right. So Pat Bev, his last 10 games, and we're looking at his blocks. We have 1 0 1 1 2 1 0 1 0 1. I sound like a freaking binary code here with all the ones, but
Binary
he's
code.
only not recorded a block in three games of his past 10. He's actually done better than that since getting to the Chicago Bulls. He just ends up with blocks. And I just see Austin Reeves trying to go up on him and him little boying Austin Reeves. Like, give me that. It's a system play at this point. Just give me the Patrick Bev over half a block. Anything else you like?
Well, 80 over 40 and a half points and rebounds. Like I said, I mean, we both think 80 is gonna have a monster game. So, and the way he's been playing, I don't see Vucevic or anybody else stop. They don't even have like interior depth to be able to stop him. Vucevic is the only quote unquote big man. So, I think 80 has a big game.
All right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate, we got the Houston Rockets going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Cavs are laying 14. Line open up at 13.5. 225.5 is the total. That came up 1 point for the Houston Rockets. We have Jashawn Tate is out. Frank Kaminsky not on injury report. And for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Raul Neto is questionable. And that's it. So pretty clean injury report for the Cleveland Cavs. Big number, 14. What do you like?
Yeah, that's a big number for a team that doesn't really blow teams out like that. But they do cover at home, just not as big of a number. This is a big number. And Houston's been playing a little bit better, just don't have the talent to compete here. The Cavs defense allowed under 110 in 3 of the last 5 games. Houston struggles on the road, 12, 23, and 1 ATS. They've given up 120 plus in the last 3 games. The defense has been atrocious, 30th defensive rating last 10 games. I guess I would more so lean to a Houston team total versus playing a game. But I mean, for the show, I'll probably just lean with Cleveland. I don't think Houston will be able to score offensively on this defense, and they just don't have enough to be able to contend with an elite defense like the Cavs here. So I'll lean to the Cavs for the purpose of the show, but I won't be betting it at all.
Yikes. Nah, I'm going Houston. I'm leaning Houston. Man, Houston's been playing better ball recently. I really have no interest in playing this at all. If I play the Cavs, I think I'd play them early and give me something of even at 8.5 doesn't even 5.5 in the first quarter. I might play that 5.5 in the first quarter. Houston kind of comes out dragging on the road times. Let me see what's their last few games.
They just gave up 150 to Memphis. Jesus.
Yeah, that got away from them, and I think they were down 10 in the first quarter in that one.
Yeah, they competed in the first game. They competed until like the end of the third and going into the fourth, and then Memphis just pulled away from them. But they were competitive early on in that game.
5-5 in the first quarter on the road. Sorry, I'm really not interested in the side in this game at all, and really anything in this game. There's only one prop that I got my eyes on this one, and that's Evan Mobley over 17.5 points. He has 21 and 29 in 2 meetings versus the Cavs, career meetings versus the Cavs. He's averaging 7.5 over the course, 17.5 over the course of the past 10 games. I believe it was 17.5. Let me go make sure and double check that number. Evan Mobley is averaging 18.8. I'm sorry, 18.8 over his last 10 games. Like I said, you have JB Bickerstaff, who's really been going and pushing Evan Mobley and making sure he gets offensive touches. They're running sets for Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley really doesn't have anything to worry about on the interior of trying to go get buckets this game. I think that Jared Allen can honestly have a really good game on the points wise too. Like, I just don't think there's any type of interior defense that is going to slow the two of them down, and you can get some easy Darius Garland assist in there as well. So I think that this is a pretty good spot for Evan Mobley to have a good game. 17.5 is the number I got him at. That's what I like. Anything you like in this game? Total, props, anything else?
Total, no, I don't like anything. I would just lean to the team total. That's probably my better bet in the game. Houston team total under 106.5. Cavs allowed under 110 in 3 of the last 5 games, playing against way better offenses than what Houston has. So I would just lean to the under, I guess, for the full game. But I like the Houston team total under the most. Player prop wise, like Garland, points and assists over. He's been really struggling with his jumper as of late. He has only made 1, 2, 3. So he's 5 of 21 from 3 the last 5 games. So I think he gets back on track. Houston's 3-point defense is pretty bad. So I think he can get back on track here with a couple threes. And like you said, the assists are going to be there off the pick and roll. So like his points and assists over.
All right. I am going to talk to you about WinBet because they're official online sportsbook, other sports gambling podcast network, and they are now active in Massachusetts and a bunch of other states. March Madness is here. So many ways to get in on the big dance. So sign up today and receive a special offer. Bet $100. Get $100 limited to state availability. And of course, you have the DJ Parlay of the week where you hit the long shot parlay of the week and you get $1,000 free credit. So much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to winbet.com or download the WinBet app. All subject change terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older in present state where play through WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And we got a couple of watch parties coming up. The Masters is coming up, and you can watch the Masters with Sean and Ryan at Stadium Swim. I tell you, Stadium Swim is an awesome place if you've never been to Vegas and you want to go.
Yeah,
very,
incredible.
very cool place. Yep. And so, contest completely free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/golf party for details. If you don't win the contest, you can still hang out with the guys and get a discounted room using promo code SGP15. And we also have the SGP Final Four watch party. It's virtual. It is virtual now. So the guys will be hanging out in studio. Subscribe to youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast and tune in on Saturday to watch the Final Four with the fellas. All right. Let's see here. Next game on the slate, we have the San Antonio Spurs going to play the Boston Celtics. Celtics are laying 16, open up at 16.5. Now it's at 16. 232 is the total injury report for these two teams. And we have for the Spurs, Keldon Johnson is questionable. Zach Collins is not on the injury report. Devin Vassell is not on the injury report. Jeremy Sohan is out. And Malachi Branham is questionable. Romeo Langford is questionable. For the Boston Celtics, you have Jason Tatum questionable. Malcolm Brogdon not on the injury report. Peyton Pritchard is questionable as well. All right. What are you doing here laying 16 with the Celtics?
Yeah, man, I'll probably be passing this game. For the show purposes, if I had to, I'd just go with the Spurs. I mean, 16 is a lot of points. How motivated are the Celtics to blow out the Spurs? Probably be up 15-16 in the third quarter and sit the rest of their guys. So I don't have much. I'll probably pass the game as a whole. If you like Boston, I'll take them in the first quarter. Other than that, I'll lean to the Spurs.
All right. I mean, I'm not taking the Celtics. But I'm sure they have what did they blew this team out too, did they? No, they didn't even cover the 15.5 the last time. So why am I taking it? I mean, they're at home, but yeah, I'm really good. I'm not taking the Celtics. So plus 16, very easy there. Anything total props wise you like in this one?
If you like anything, I wouldn't play the full game total. I play Boston team total over. Spurs defense horrible. And if you, well, which I'm pretty sure not a lot of people watch a lot of Spurs games, but they take most of their guys out like at the end of the third quarter and just play like the younger two-way guys. So that's just something to watch out for when you're back in the Spurs. I'd rather play Boston's team total over than the full game, but I'd lean to the over.
Let's see. How does Boston screw themselves today? I think it is kind of just letting guys just score for no reason. I think that's how they do it. How do they screw themselves out of this game? Can I go with Devin Vassell? Devin Vassell's at 17 now. I really want Malachi Branham props, honestly. That's where I think it's at. That's what I think I'll wait for, too. I'll wait for a Malachi Branham prop to pop up. He probably has a random 20-piece game coming off the bench. And whether it's a blowout, whether it's not, whether if they do pull the starters and he's left in the game and able to score a bunch of points in garbage time, I think Malachi Branham is the guy that just gets on the side of the Celtics today. So I'll wait for a Malachi Branham to prop to pop up. Other than that, not really feeling anything else. I don't really like this Sunday slate. Not gonna lie to you. But let's move on to the next game that we have here. Making great on time. That is a good thing because that rarely ever happens with me. But the next game on the slate is the Washington Wizards on the road going to play the Toronto Raptors. Where are we at on this intro? There we go. And for the Washington Wizards, we have Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, both out. Yeah, this team is thinking. Monte Morris is questionable. And for the Raptors, you have Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., Precious Achiuwa, all questionable. Banton is out. Wisekamp is out. I mean, this roster is bad for Washington, but is it 9.5 bad?
I think so. To be honest with you, I think it is.
I mean, if Toronto puts everybody out there, they should cover this line easy. And I guess that's what this line is saying, that everybody's going to play.
Yeah, they're motivated too because still in that play, they're trying to get better seeding. I mean, bro, Washington is playing Johnny Davis. That should tell you all you need to know. They playing Johnny Davis minutes. Like Johnny Davis is actually playing valuable minutes in the NBA right now. So that tells me everything I need to know. Washington, they've lost 4 or 5.
And people tried to say the Knicks were crazy when they traded the pick instead of getting them. I mean, some people play checkers, other people play chess. Some snorkel, others scuba dive. Just there's your Knicks love for the day.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Toronto here a lot. Like they've covered 7 of the last 10. Really good ATS at home. They're gonna turn teams over first in turnover percentage. Defense, Washington without Beal or Kuzma. I mean, Porzingis should go nuts, but they don't have the ball handlers to be able to withstand some of the wing pressure that they're gonna get put on by the Raptors here. So I think they need to get out and run. They're a top 5 transition offensive team. And Washington struggles defending transition. They're 29th points per allowed in transition. Man, Raptors been playing really well on both sides of the ball. They're 9th in defensive rating in the last 10 games. The offensive rating is a little bit it's middling, but they've been playing a lot better offensively, just from an eye test perspective. So, I mean, I like the Raptors here. It is a big number, but they're gonna be highly motivated. I think they will come out and blast Washington here.
Something's telling me not to trust them laying this big number, but I also remember, I think it was exactly a week ago or a little bit over a week, was the Minnesota game, and Minnesota came in, they ran through Minnesota. So this might be a little bit of the same. All right, I'll go with them. Raptors minus 9.5.
Let's get it.
Total, props, anything else that catches you?
Nah, I didn't have anything prop wise. I was waiting for the Scotty Barnes. I guess they're waiting for the Scotty Barnes news too, because it's not like many props up. But once he gets ruled in, I'll probably just look at some PRA for Pascal. I think he has a big game without the wing defensive Kuzma and some of those younger guys playing, he should be able to have his way down low.
I think I'm going to the under for this game, under 220.5. I just am hard pressed to see Washington score anything, and I don't think that defense, like these are their better defensive players that are still playing, so I think that they can handle Toronto and not let them run the score up, but I just don't think that they're going to contribute anything at all. Like I can see this being like a 105, like 89 kind of game, like something bad like this where Washington just doesn't get going and offensively at all. So I'll go under 220.5. I think that's a little bit too much. I hate that I got the worst part of the number, but I still feel like that's a lot of points. I can see this not getting to 200 points.
That's fair. That's good.
All right. Next game on the slate. No, before we do next game on the slate, got to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy because guess what? If your bracket is busted, it's got to be because only 0.8% of brackets had FAU in the Final Four. You can still play college pick'em. You can still play college pick'em. You can play that today. You can play it for the Final Four during the watch party with Sean and Ryan next Saturday. Definitely make sure you do that. Underdog has all your favorite college basketball player props. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That is UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right. And let's go to the Brooklyn Nets traveling to Orlando after dog walking Miami at home, where Miami was a 5.5 point favorite. They kind of just walked into a win by, sheer luck because they made them a 5.5 point favorite, so they had to win the game. They are now going to play the Orlando Magic. Magic opened up as a 2.5 point favorite, and the line is now down to 1.5. 225.5 is the total. Injury report for these two teams, and we have for the Magic, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, both questionable. Suggs has another concussion. I feel like he's had concussions all year. He needs to get that checked out. And for Brooklyn, that is Seth Curry, who was out for personal reasons. Edmund Sumner is TBD. We'll see if their plays, but it looks like everybody else that played yesterday is expected to go on this back-to-back. Aaron's dropping another stat in the chat. Nets are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 games following an ATS win. What are you doing here?
Yeah, man, I feel like I've been fading the Brooklyn every game. It's pretty much been paying off to a certain degree. They have lost like 5 of 6. That was an incredible third quarter that they put together against Miami. I still just don't believe in their offensive ability. 25th in offensive rating last 10 games. Orlando, I don't know. They're playing hard. They're really good at home. 20 and 17 ATS, but they struggle as a favorite. I know there's a short favorite, but 4 and 10 ATS as a favorite. They got to get out and run. That's their only really path to victory here. With all their length and size, they get to the free throw line pretty good. Top 5 rate offensively. So Brooklyn, if they and get foul happy, then it could lead to some easy points for Orlando. But yeah, I'm just not a buyer in Brooklyn right now. I got like a big ticket on them to miss the playoffs as a whole. So kind of rooting against them down the stretch here. I think Orlando can contend here. It's not really much of a travel off of the back-to-backs, 4 or 5 hours from Miami to Orlando. So 6-6 ATS off of back-to-back is Brooklyn, and most of that was probably with Kyrie and KD. So can't really buy much into that. Yeah, I like Orlando here. I think they can get out and run and get some easy baskets. So give me Orlando minus the short number.
Orlando was that 5-0 ATS the last 5 games. Been playing pretty good. Wins against the Knicks as well.
Yep.
I think I'm still going to go Brooklyn. I just think Brooklyn has more to play. It's really because of I got to see what happens with Suggs and with Wagner. If they play, if they don't play.
Is that
The fact
Franz or Mo?
Franz
Oh, okay, it's
Wagner.
Franz. Yeah, okay.
You're
Well,
right. You're right. I definitely had to say the first name. I forgot both of them are on this team. So yeah, I think that those are two really big
yeah, Franz
questionables.
worries me.
And just to throw off the cohesion in that Orlando Magic group. Because Wagner plays some serious minutes, 18.7 points per game. He plays some serious minutes. He's really like deep into that rotation. They run plays for him. He gets backdoor cuts. He kind of does like a lot of the strong grunt work. Whereas, Paulo Banchero's the flashy big player, but Franz Wagner always like has consistent good production for that team. Let's see, last 5 games, Nets been really good defensively. 108 points per game, opponent points per game. That is fifth in the NBA. Magic, not bad. 110.6. That is 10th. So looking at opponent's field goal percentage, and you have the Magic 7th in opponent's field goal percentage, 46.6%. Nets are 11th, 47.3%. I'm gonna just trust in the fact that the Nets need this one a little bit more, and I'm gonna lean Nets for this game. But I really, really like the under 225.5 in this one. Like I really, really like that under, and just what I said of how too good these two teams have been defensively, and the fact that, like you said, they're not giving up a bunch of points. Both of these two teams have really found their stride going. They're two of the top teams defensively in the NBA in the past 5 games. I expect this to be a little bit slower, barn burner. Let's see what these two teams are doing in terms of pace. Pace stats. And in the last 5 games, you have... look towards the bottom of the league in pace. What was that? Oh, well, no. Brooklyn. Where is these teams at?
You looking for pace for the last 5 games, or you
5
looking for
games. Yeah,
overall?
Brooklyn's at the bottom. Brooklyn's at the bottom of the league in pace, 30th. I thought I was like, I know I'm not tripping. So towards the bottom of the league. Oh, well, no, that was 6 games. Sorry. 24th in the last 5 games. And you have Orlando, who is tied with like a million other teams at 7 in the past 5 games. But it's like literally like 5, 6, 7, 8. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 teams tied for 7th in pace. That's weird. That doesn't happen often. It's a bunch of teams tied for 2nd in pace as well. But you got Brooklyn, who's been running a very, very slow-paced offense, running out the half court. That's how Jock Vaughn likes to do it. I really do like the Brooklyn. I do like the Brooklyn Nets today, but I like this game to go under 225.5. I think I'm going to be betting that.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that. 4 of the last 5 went under for Brooklyn. Both teams bottom 5 offensive rating in the last 10 games.
Brooklyn's had like one of the worst offensive ratings since the All-Star break.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot to do with, they're probably not that bad. It's just that they were so high when they had Brooklyn. I mean, when they had Kyrie and KD, that it's kind of, they can't sustain that. So, I mean, it probably hasn't been as bad as the numbers say, because they were so high with different team. But yeah, I don't trust either offense. So I'm with you on the under. Although Orlando does play overs at home, they get out and run a little bit more at home. 7 of the last 10 went over, and 21 of the 37 home games that went over. But I think Brooklyn defensively can withstand some of the things that they want to do as far as transition wise.
All right. Any props or anything like in this one?
I like Cam Johnson over 15.5 points. Orlando struggles mid-range defensively and from the 3. I like Paulo over 19.5, especially if Franz is out. Going to put more onus on him. Paulo's been shooting like 20, 23 shots a game. I mean, why not? So, I mean, he's the best player. So, but he's been really making an emphasis to get his shots up. So I like him over 19.5 points also.
I am going to buy into Nick Claxton today. And I'm probably that double at plus 130 is really, really tempting.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando 28th in defensive rim percentage, so he should feast.
And I think it's gonna be some misses in this one. But I'm going back to the blocks. The over 2.5 blocks at plus 115. He has 3 in the past 2 games. And what I do know about Nick Claxton is when it comes to at least defensively, he can get very, very streaky, like very, very streaky in terms of the blocks, where it just seems like he's had 5 games of like 3, 4 blocks or something like that. So he's got 2 in the last. I think he's kind of catching his stride, feeling himself a little bit. And you think about this Orlando Magic team and how many times that they attack the paint and try to get inside the paint. They're not really more of a jump shooting team. They try to find their easy baskets and Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony, guys like that. So I think that he steps up to the challenge, especially knowing everything that's on the line and everybody has to play their role in this team going down the stretch to make sure that they don't end up in the play-in and they try to fight and get one of those, the 6 seed. So I'm going down to over 2.5 blocks for Nick Claxton, plus money, plus 115.
I don't hate that.
All right. Next game on the slate, we have the Memphis Grizzlies playing the Atlanta Hawks. There's the banner for all of you that just have to have the correct banner on the board. -2 for the Grizzlies. Yes, bullying does work. There you go. And no, please don't go tell anybody. I said, like, I was clearly joking when I said bullying works. I don't need freaking everybody in my mentions. -2, stay true to -2 for the Grizzlies. 246.5. Wow, is that the highest? Yeah, that's the highest total on the board. 246.5 is the total. Again, in Atlanta, for the Atlanta Hawks, you have DeAndre Hunter is TBD. We'll see if he goes. And for Memphis, you have Vince Williams is out. Zaire Williams is on IR, along with Brandon Clark. You know, he's done for the year. And Steven Adams, still watching his movement to see if he'll make it back for the playoffs, but we know we're not going to see him for right now. All right. This actually should be a fun game.
Yeah, really, really
The Grizzlies versus the Hawks, laying 2 with the Grizzlies on the road. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm probably going to bet the Hawks here. I mean, Memphis has like won 5 in a row, covered only twice in that span, though. They do struggle on the road, 12, 23, and 1 ATS. Their offense has been like literally on fire since Ja got back, scoring 125 plus in 4 of the last 5 games. I think they scored back-to-back games with 130 or more. That was against, it was against Houston, but still. 130 and 150 points is a lot of points to score in regulation of an NBA game. So they've been on fire as of late. I got a future on them right before the Ja announcement came. So I'm buying in on them in the postseason once they get Steven Adams back. But like as far as this game, I think Atlanta can contend here. It's gonna be a high variance game with a total this high. I still would probably go to the over with that. I know we'll get to that in a second, but Atlanta's been playing well as of late. Also, they've covered 4 or 5. They're like first in offensive rating in the last 10 games. They don't stop anybody, so it's going to be a track meet. They've allowed 120 plus in 3 of the last 5 games. Transition offense, both teams are top 10 in transition offense, so I look for a high variance, a lot of possessions in this game. I'll lean to the underdog here at home, given Memphis's road struggles ATS.
Oh no. No. I think I'm sticking with my guys. Yeah, I think I gotta stick with my guys. And it's really just the fact of, and maybe Atlanta plays really good at home and their offense is really clicking. It's Atlanta at home. This is a big game. This is the 2nd seed in the West coming into Atlanta. And everybody's going to be at this game because Ja Morant sells tickets. At the end of the day, whether you like him or not, Ja Morant sells tickets. People want to come see Ja Morant. If you're a Hawks fan, you're only going to get one opportunity a year to see Ja Morant come play there. Atlanta's not far from South Carolina. I expect to see some of his peoples from there. I think this is a packed house, honestly. And it's going to be an electric game. The atmosphere is going to be high. Yeah, so I do like the over in that aspect. And I think that the Atlanta's offense can have a really, really good day for a good portion of this game. But when it matters, defensively, this is a short spread. And I think that Memphis is going to step up when it absolutely matters defensively in the fourth quarter. When you talk about Dylan Brooks, hate him as you might on the offensive side and the energy he gives this team, and he probably gets a tech in this game, but the energy he gives this team and what they're able to do defensively with him and Triple J back there is really, really special. And I've seen what Jaren Jackson did to Kyrie Irving, and like these two effectively between Dylan Brooks and Triple J, they took Kyrie Irving out of the fourth quarter in that Dallas game. Absolutely out of fourth quarter. He didn't make a shot. And so with a short spread in Atlanta, I think that this can be a fun game. But when we get to the fourth quarter, when we get to the matters, I think that Memphis has enough defensively to get enough stops to pull it out. So much money coming in on Atlanta. Some of it is sharp money, but
some of it is my money.
Yeah, I'm on Memphis. I think Memphis gets it done on the road. This is a really close spread. I think Memphis can get this one. So I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that they'll just be able to close out. I think that's ultimately what it is. I think they'll be able to close out. So if I were to back Atlanta, I think I'd take Atlanta early. Energy, get a lot of energy from the fans. If you've never been to an Atlanta Hawks game or been in the area, it's a lot of energy in that game, and you can see Trae Young feed off of it. So I think I'll take a first quarter. I don't know. Memphis is pretty good in the beginning.
Yeah, Memphis really
I
good
have
in
to
the
think
first
about
quarter.
that one, but I mean, plus money, I might be willing. You could talk me into it, but if I backed Atlanta, it would be early. I would not trust Atlanta in the fourth quarter, because I think that the only way they win the fourth is if they're up huge. Like they have to be up huge at this point. But I just think that if it's a close game, I trust the good defensive team over the team that's not good defensively. So that's about it for that one. We both like the over. Any props that you like in this one?
I think Trae has a really good game. He got threw out of the game last night, so he should be pretty fresh. I think he got threw out in like the early part of the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But so
he really did. He really did like try to take that rest head off of the ball. Like normally a rest would be tripping, but when I watched, I was like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, and then Jaren Jackson Jr., man, he's been playing really well offensively. I like his points, rebounds, and assists over. Ja's going to be Ja. He's getting back into the flow of things. So I'm going to hold off on his props, but I do like Trae and Jaren Jackson Jr. Over. Trae points and assists over, and Jaren Jackson Jr. Points, rebounds, assists.
All right. Man, does Ja just? I want to know. Has anybody seen Ja's points prop coming off the bench?
Let me see if I can find it.
I don't. There's not anything listed, but I'm curious at what it's at in this game because I think he can have a really when he comes off the bench. I just don't see anybody being able to slow him down.
Yeah, he's not on the injury report, but I don't see any props for him anywhere.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench. It's because he's coming off the bench. It'll be up a little bit later. Clint Capella should dominate the glass. So 11.5. He should have a really, really good game. And yeah, I am really tempted to just take Xavier Tillman unders. I'm not going to do it, but I'm so tempted to just take Xavier Tillman unders. He just doesn't do any. LeBron just got upgraded to custom rule, really? Oh, wow. All right. I am so tempted to just take Xavier Tillman unders.
It's an 8.5 on his points.
I mean, he just doesn't do anything on the stat sheet. I'm not gonna do it, but just keep an eye out on that. He really doesn't do much on the stat sheet, to be honest. All right. Next game of the slate. OKC on the road going to play the Portland Trailblazers. We have 9 for OKC on the road. That opened up at 6.5, all the way up to 9. 232 is the total. Injury report for these two teams, and I mean, I'd be easier to tell you who's actually playing for the Trailblazers than who's not playing. But full clean injury report for OKC. For the Trailblazers, Dame Lillard, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Yusuf Nurkic, all not playing. Shitty and Sharp should be the guy everybody's targeting. Cam Reddish looks like he's coming off the bench in this one. Julie Banks is taking over for Nurkic. I mean, can you sell me on any way not laying 9 points with the Thunder? Other than it's the Thunder laying points.
No, I don't care. I really don't. The thing is, like, you know, I don't know if you've seen the report about, you know, Portland like sitting Dame for the remainder of the season. I mean, it's not long, but sitting him for the remainder of the season, that's pretty much a red flag to me that they're just going to shift to playing more younger guys. And OKC has probably the best young core in the NBA. So their young guys are better than Portland's young guys. So that is enough for me to lay the points. I mean, they played a tough 5-game stretch. So this is their weakest opponent they faced in probably about a week or so. Even in that stretch, they've covered 6 of 10. You know the ATS stats on OKC. I'm not going to repeat them. The defense has been really, really good. Top 5 defensive rating team in the past 10 games. I do worry about their offense a little bit. It looks like they're relying a lot more on Shea. I mean, you should, but like in some situations, they're just like giving him the ball in the middle of the court and just like watching. Like so, it's a bit stagnant. So like offensively, but I mean Portland, horrible 1-4 ATS and straight up the last 5. Like I just don't think that they have enough offense. Failed to score 110 in 3 of the last 5 games. Yeah, man. It is a lot of points. I get it, but I mean, like I said, the core of my handicap is Oklahoma City's younger guys are way better than Portland's younger guys. So I think they come out. I mean, obviously motivation is going to be a factor for Oklahoma City dropping their last game to the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. So they want to, you know, keep the momentum going into the play-in. So yeah, I'm going with OKC here.
At some point, Portland, you got to drop your nuts, man, and just at some point you got to drop your nuts and just realize that we are in the NBA too. We're not gonna just let these guys walk all over us. Like this is really, really sad. Like even with these guys out, like this is OKC laying 9 on the road. Like that is just disgusting in its own right. And I mean, come on, like. I wish I could just be in the locker room. I'd be in the locker room and I'd just sit there and tell them like, "Yo, drop your nuts and play play basketball." Like,
Just
I
play the
don't
Cam
care
Smith
what
clip.
star. Like, yo, I get they have a 30-point per game score on the other side. I get that. I get they're playing for like, come on, they're under 500 too. Like they are under 500 too. They got us. I would have told I'd give them the spread too. I have the spread in everybody locker room. I had to spread everybody locker. That's why I should be a head
They
coach.
know. I
I
mean,
had
they
to
know.
spread in everybody locker room, and I said, "Y'all 9-point dogs." They think y'all
At
9
home.
points worse than at home. Y'all 9 points worse than a team that's under 500. I absolutely. So, you know what? Still taking OKC, but I wouldn't be surprised if Portland finally dropped their nuts and played a good game of basketball.
LeBron playing.
I like the over because I think Portland can somewhat try to score this game. I don't think that. I mean, yeah, I think that it's just they don't stop anything that OKC has. Real play that I'm on is it's a Sunday. Not really trying to handicap too hard. You just trust the players that you trust. And SGA averages about 33 points since the All-Star break. SGA's point prop is at 31.5. He's missed the past couple of games, but if this is ever a get up spot, it's a get up spot. And after losing to the Lakers, no, was that the last game? Yeah, that was that last game where they lost to the Lakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just need to get back in there. You got Portland. Portland just seems like the layup on everybody's schedule. That they're like, all right, we got Portland. We got to make sure we go ahead and win this one. SGA, I think the ball's going to be in his hands. Just give me SGA over 31.5 points.
I like Shaden Sharp over. I mean, he is going to get up his shots now that nobody's playing. He's gonna get up his shots, and I like him over his point total.
All right, yeah, it's at 21.5. Like,
yeah, he gonna get it. He gonna get his shots up, man. And Dame is probably gonna want out of Portland by the summer. I mean, that's gonna be all that loyalty shit that he was talking earlier. Yeah, okay. He gonna try to get out of there. They're trying to rebuild. He's on the back nine of his career. He ain't staying around. Sorry. If you're from Portland and you're a Portland fan, I'm sorry. You're probably gonna lose Dame next year.
I like Josh Giddey double at plus 180. I see that. And it's really
Plus
because
180. Wow.
who's getting rebounds for either team today? Honestly, like Drew Eubanks probably, can get some. If he doesn't get in foul trouble, he gets into foul trouble often. So, especially when he's in the starting lineup and he has to go against guys that are just driving at him every single play. Josh Giddey, is he not the best? Is he not percentage wise, rebounds per game, the best rebounder on the team? I think he is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
I'm actually very, very curious. So I'm going to look. And yes, he leads team in rebounds, 7.9 rebounds per game. I think that he can just find himself in the right situation, get a bunch of boards. I like Josh Giddey plus 180 for a double-double today. Or he gets the assist off of just eating because Portland doesn't. I mean, honestly, Josh Giddey triple-double is in play. It really is. And the only way that he doesn't get triple double is if they get pulled early because they're beating him. But 12-1 for the triple double, I'm not mad at that either. So I like Josh Giddey today. Anything else for this one?
No, that's all.
All right, last game of the slate, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves going to play the Golden State Warriors. Golden State's laying 6.5, opened up at 6, 239.5 is total. That's come up 4 points. We have for Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Jalen Noel are all questionable. Jordan McLaughlin not on the injury report. For the Golden State Warriors, Gary Payton II is playing this game. He's making his. No, he played this season for Portland, I think.
Yeah, he did. Just I think 2 games, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of games. So yeah, it's not season debut, but it is the Warriors season debut. Andrew Wiggins, is out. I'm not talking about Andre Iguodala anymore. Okay. Laying 6 with the Warriors.
Yeah, man, I like the Warriors here. They won 3 in a row. They've only covered 2, though. That kind of worries me. Their defense is what really worries me. They've allowed 120 plus in 3 of the last 5 games. We all know the home road dichotomy for Golden State. I highly doubt Anthony Edwards plays. That was my main concern. I don't really care about Cat. They'll probably pick and roll him to death along with Gobert. So I think they have the advantage on the wing to be able to withstand some of the things that Minnesota does well on the inside. Also, I think Golden State's about to kick it into another gear. Like I said, their defense is the only thing that's worrying me right now. 25th in defensive rating in the last 10 games. And the main concern is the main thing that they have an advantage is from 3. Obviously, we know Golden State is one of the best top 3 3-point percentage teams in the NBA. Minnesota, bottom 5 defending the 3. Not good against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And I guess to a lesser extent, Jordan Poole. So I like the Warriors here. I think they rain threes all over Minnesota's defense. And interesting that some teams are playing drop coverage on Steph Curry. And I'm pretty sure that's the wrong coverage to play on the best shooter to ever play in the NBA. So not good. And I think Minnesota's probably going to play a lot of drop coverage here too. So Steph, Klay, big night.
Yeah, I guess I'm still on the Warriors at home, -6.5. And the line actually is kind of large for me, but I think my play is just on the over, honestly. And because I think Minnesota's motivated. And especially if I'm waiting to see if Anthony Edwards plays. If Anthony Edwards plays, yeah. But even Cat has had big games against this team more, so. Yeah, man, no. I like this over. That's the way of fading. First of all, we take the Warriors because we fade Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns on the same team. We just keep fading that. And so far it worked because they didn't get the ATS cover against the Hawks. It was the other day. And so yeah, we do still keep fading that. But we fade Rudy Gobert, just saying that I think he's unplayable in this game. Like at some point they gotta pull him from the game. Like I know he's probably he has a chance to get rebounds. I'm not gonna sit here and tell anybody bet his rebound prop because we see you. I don't have to tell you about Rudy Gobert rebounds. You see the games and you see him finish a game with 6, 7, 8 rebounds. And you're like, what are you doing? But Warriors can run him off of the court. They can absolutely run him off the court. I don't think Minnesota has an answer for the backcourt, but I also don't think that the Warriors have any type of answer for Karl-Anthony Towns. I kind of actually really am talking myself into really just going all in on Karl-Anthony Towns props today, especially if Anthony Edwards doesn't go and Towns does go. So we'll see. I'll wait on the props and wait and see an injury report, but I am going to take the over. I'm going to take Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I don't want to go under here, especially with the Warriors defense of woes. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right. Any props or anything else you like for this one?
Clay and Steph over threes. I mean, Minnesota has problems defending the three, so I think they're going to get a lot of. I mean, obviously the temps are going to be there. I think they pretty much make a bunch. So give me the over on threes made.
I'm going back DiVincenzo. This is going to be the DiVincenzo big game. He's been they've been just giving him a short number, and I'm willing to take the chance. Plus money for 10, 15 is like plus 550, something like that. Like, and this is it. And probably the last time I bet it if he doesn't get it, but this is it. All right, people, it's come down to the time. Lock and dog. Delonte, what are you doing?
Yeah, so for the lock, I'm going to go with big number. I know I'm going to lay it with the Raptors 9.5. I think they win by 20 here against a depleted Washington team. For the dog, going with Atlanta. Like you said, the environment's going to be real big. Big game for them. I think Memphis's road struggles come back to haunt them here. So give me Atlanta plus the 2.5. I think it's like plus one. I'm trying to find a money line. Plus, if my computer said hurry up. Plus 120 on the money line.
All right. I am going with DeMar DeRozan over 24.5 points from a lot. He's back in LA. He has big games against LA. Don't think that defensively anybody LA really can stop DeMar DeRozan from getting to a spot. He's coming off of rest, not playing. I don't think he played that. What was that last game? Was that the Portland game? I think it is.
Yeah, maybe. So.
Yeah, the last game. So the last game was the Portland game. He didn't play that game. Well, did he really not play that game? I don't know. I'd be tripping and be thinking players didn't play, and they did play. So let me just he didn't play that game. All right, I knew I wasn't wrong that time. So yeah, give me DeMar DeRozan over 24.5. For the dog. Which one of these big spread teams fold on for you today?
I mean, you might as well fade the Celtics, man.
I can always go for fading the Celtics, but San Antonio's tanking way too hard. Man, Kevin Porter Jr. back in Cleveland just makes me want to take Houston 7-1 so bad. I'll just stick with the prop. This is a prop-rich show for me today. I hate that for me. But, yeah, give me Josh Giddey double-double plus 180. Between the assist and the opportunity for rebounds that he's going to have with zero front court for either side in both of these games, I think Josh Giddey has a good chance at a triple-double. I'll give out the double-double at plus 180. I'm going to sprinkle on this triple-double, too, at 12-1. All right, Delonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, that's all. Hopefully we can get on the right side of some of these games. Had a bad day yesterday, really bad, college and NBA. So hoping to bounce back.
All right, everybody. If you're not, make sure you follow us on Twitter at SGPNNBA. Like, comment, subscribe to the NBA Gambling Podcast on YouTube, and check out all the other podcasts on the SGPN network. We will be back tomorrow. Me and Moonoff, and I don't think we have anybody else joining us, so I think it's just me and Moonoff. But back tomorrow, talking about the Monday slate. Other than that, I really don't have anything else to say. Nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. I'm just going to get out of here and end it like this. I suck at banners. I really don't be paying attention, nor do I actually care at all, to be honest. But it's for y'all, so I'll be better. We out of here.